Hello, year one, it's Miss Spencer, and today we're going to carry on with our topic, our science topic, all about plants. And today we're going to talk about what does a plant need. So, I want you to first look at this picture of this flower. Does it look healthy? Yes or no? Why does it not look healthy? Can you explain your answer? Super, because if you look at the actual petals here, they look all dry and shriveled up, don't they? And the colour isn't a bright pink, it's slightly going dull. So I wouldn't say this is a healthy plant. And if you look, it's not nice and straight, is it? It's slightly drooping. So I would agree with you. I don't think that this plant is a healthy plant at all. So what we're going to take a look at now is what plants need to be nice and healthy. So just like us, plants need certain things in order to grow and be healthy. So I want you to look at the pictures, and there is a clue to what each picture might be. So I want you to see if you can work out what this first one is. Fantastic. The first one is water. Then if we have a look at this one is a little bit of a different one. See if you can work out what the plant needs for this picture. Well done. It's the right temperature, and we'll come on to what temperature means in a moment. And then the last one is a picture of the sun, but it starts with a ul, so they also need light. Fantastic. And those three things are mainly what a plant needs to keep healthy. They need water, they need to have the right temperature, and they also need light. So let's have a look at what each of these things mean. So first up, water. Just like us, we need to drink lots of water to keep healthy. And it says children should try around 5 glasses, adults normally 8, to keep nice and healthy. The same with plants, they need water to grow and be healthy. So plants need water for many different reasons. So first one is when you first plant the little seed in the soil, you need to water it straight away to help that seed turn into the start of the plant. Remember when we saw the seed with the little shoot? It's because it's had plenty of water. If you just left it, that seed's not going to start to grow. Plants also need water to suck up the nutrients from the soil, and nutrients are the really, really good things in soil which help the plants grow and be healthy. And then the last reason why they need water is to help the leaves on the plant turn the sunlight into food. So it needs the light, but it also needs water so the leaves can turn it into food and give it to the rest of the plant. So that's why plants need water. But how much water do they need? So although plants do need water, it is important that they get the right amount. Plants will die if they don't have enough water, but they also will die if they get too much as well. So they just need the right amount. So how do we know how much the right amount is? So if you buy a little packet of seeds, on the back, it normally gives you some information and instructions of how much water the plant needs. So different plants, like here at the bottom, so we've got lavender, sage, iris, and hydrangea. They all need different types and amounts of water. So I think the lavender and the sage don't need much, but the iris and the hydrangea do. But if you look on the back of the pack of seeds that you buy, or if you buy a little tray of plants, it has a little tag on it. It will tell you how much water those plants need. But if you're still not sure, you can also find out by going on the internet, and it will tell you exactly how much it needs. Right, next thing that the plant needs is light. So we need sunlight to keep healthy ourselves. We need sunlight as humans because we get vitamins from the sun as well. and it makes our bones in our bodies grow nice and strong. Same for the plants. They need the light to keep them strong as well. So remember, we talked about the leaves being really important, didn't we? And that the leaves use the light from the sun to make the food for the rest of the plant. And without that, it's not going to be a healthy plant. It will be like the plant that we saw at the start, all droopy and dying. So, if you put a plant in a very dark place like a cupboard, you will notice some interesting things. As the plant grows, it will grow in the direction of the cupboard door, trying to find some light. So it might be a little bit bent to one side. And at first, the plant might grow taller, but it will be a little bit thinner than usual because the plant is trying so hard to find light, and it's all in a dark cupboard. So there might be a little slit. So it's trying so hard to get the light that it will be quite thin. And then further on, the leaves of the plant will start to turn yellow. Okay, so leaves are green because they've got a chemical in them which gives them the green colour, and that helps them turn all that light into food for the rest of the plant. But without it, the food can't be made, and that's when they start to lose their green colour. So although the plant looks like it's growing, it's not going to be a healthy plant because it's very, very thin. The leaves aren't making the right food, and eventually it will die. So you can see from the picture, I've gone a bit too far. So you can see from here, it's looking all right, but eventually, next page, it starts shriveling up. The petals are all shriveling and dying. So, can you work out which plant was grown in the light and which plant was grown in the dark? So, was this one grown in the light or was it grown in the dark? Let's have a look. Yes, this one was grown in the light, which means this one was grown in the dark. And you can tell just by looking at the leaves for a start. So these are a nice bright green. These ones are slightly turning yellow, aren't they? And if we look at the petals, these are nice bright pink petals. These one are slightly turning a different colour and they look really, really dull. This is bright, this is dull. So you can tell just by looking at the plant if it's had enough light or not. Now, temperature. So what do you think the word temperature means? So temperature means how hot or cold something is. So when people have been poorly, or when you're poorly in school, we have a thermometer to check your temperature. So normally we do it on your head. So it can either be too high or too low. So if the temperature outside is high or hot, you wouldn't really go out wearing a coat, would you? If it's bright sunshine, it's really hot outside, you're not going to go out in your winter coat, hats, scarves, gloves, because you're going to get all hot and sweaty, and then you might begin to feel a bit unwell. You might feel a little bit sick. So, same for the other way. If it's freezing outside, if it's snowy outside, you're not going to go out in your flip-flops, your shorts and your t-shirt, are you? Because also that's going to make you feel unwell because you're going to get really, really cold. So it's important that as humans, we have the right temperature to keep us healthy. Same with the plants. Plants need the right temperature to stay healthy too. So the right temperature is different for different types of plants. So we've got two plants here. This first one is the spiky one, the cactus. It normally comes from the desert, so it's used to being in a hot temperature. But the daisies aren't really used to being in a hot temperature. It's used to a more cold temperature. So both plants, gone a bit too far, both plants need different sorts of temperature. So seeds, remember the little seeds, need the right temperature to start turning into a plant. And they need the right temperature to be able to turn sunlight into food. So it's really, really important that they get the right temperature as well. So, can you remember everything a plant needs to be healthy? Let's have a see. So remember, they need water, but they need the right amount. They can't have too much or too little. They need light. You can't keep it in a cupboard because it's not going to grow healthy. And they also need the right temperature. It can't be too hot or too cold, otherwise it might not grow as well. So that's all the information that you need to know about what plants need. Now, in your pack, you have got a little sheet like this. And it says, use the words below to finish the sentences. So you've got some sentences and then you've got a missing bit. And you need to pick the right one to put in here. And then you also need to write 3 things of what the plant needs. And you can also draw a picture as well. And remember to send a picture of your completed sheet to me on Seesaw as well. So I'd love to see your beautiful drawings of what plants need. Right, year 1, that's it for our science lesson today. And I will see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.